Carol couldn't believe that 8 years of trying, treating, going through medical examinations had finally worked. She was pregnant, and the pregnancy went really well. The doctor came in, turned on the ultrasound machine. The doctor asked how she was feeling. The scanning began. The doctor turned away from the monitor and she said, "Congratulations, it's a girl. I know how moms want daughters. Everything is fine with the child. You did a great job." Carol immediately got upset. Her husband Matthew wanted a son. He dreamed of how they would go hiking, fishing, how he would teach his son to ride a bike. The woman left the doctor's office. Her phone rang. It was Matthew. He couldn't come tonight. He had a very important meeting. "So, who is it?" Matthew asked. "It's a boy," Carol lied. She heard how her husband rejoiced. He shouted, whistled, and laughed. And Carol just bit her lip and held back tears. Carol gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl. But it wasn't Matthew who drove them home, but the taxi driver. The husband was so angry that it was a girl that he simply left the hospital. They've divorced. Matthew could not come to terms with his wife's lie. 25 years have passed. Carol raised her daughter Susie on her own. When her daughter asked about her father, Carol told the truth, but added that it was partly her fault too. It was hard, but Carol was able to give her daughter a good education. Susie started working in a law firm, and on weekends, she helped poor people at the orphanage. One day, Susie noticed a man standing in line for a free lunch. She didn't know why she was looking at him, and then she realized he looked a lot like her. Susie sat down with the man at the table and spoke to him. He was a pleasant talker, and he said that during the crisis, his company went bankrupt. The bank took the house. He had nowhere to go. There was no work, and he began to live on the street. Susie asked if he had any relatives he could go to. "My parents are dead. I've got no brothers and sisters. I used to have a wife and a daughter." At that moment, tears welled up in his eyes. "But I betrayed them, so I have nowhere to go." The man told a story which Susie had heard from her mother. She kept asking questions, and everything checked out, both the time and the place and the name of his wife. "So you are my father." Susie put her palms on his. The man didn't believe it, but she completed this story with what she knew. He knelt down and put his head on Susie's feet. He cried and asked for forgiveness. Matthew has stopped living on the street since that day. He settled with his daughter. She helped him get a job and promised to help make peace with Carol. Every morning, Matthew thanked fate that he had a daughter. After all, a son or daughter, they're halves of your heart. They love you endlessly. By sharing this video, you will help spread love.